For science, we're going to start on page 319. So if you need to pause the video when you find that page, please do. Get to page 319 so you can read along as I read. And then we'll be reviewing for the charts for both the quiz and the test, but we're only going to review the questions for the quiz. Is it super important? Then put your hand down, please, because I already started the video. All right, starting with the terms to remember, everybody's eyes at the top of your page. Involuntary muscles. Muscles that work automatically without your thinking about them. Cardiac muscle, the muscle that forms the heart. All right, so your cardiac muscle is your heart. Involuntary muscles. Some of the most important muscles of your body work automatically. Involuntary muscles move without your telling them to. The smooth muscles that move air, which would be what? Lungs and diaphragm, right? Food, which is your stomach and intestines. Liquids and blood throughout your body, so that's going to be like your bladder and your kidney. And blood through your body are involuntary muscles. Do you remember that organ? Do you remember what organ pumps your blood? Your heart. Your heart is a very important involuntary muscle. Another name for the heart is the cardiac muscle. Like all involuntary muscles, it does not need to rest. In fact, if it's resting, then something's wrong with you. It keeps working without a break throughout your whole life. Do you remember what body system your heart is part of? Circulatory system, because it circulates the blood. So it is the circulatory system. Your heart makes your circulatory system work. You can be glad that your heart was designed as an involuntary muscle. Do you think you could remember to tell it to beat 100 times a minute?
No.
And plus, think about you guys that get distracted by the littlest things. What if you had to tell your heart to beat and then you got distracted so you stopped telling your heart to beat? Wouldn't that be good, would it? So it's a good thing it does it involuntary, without you having to tell it to. Your heart pumps blood without your thinking about it. Turn the page. All right, you have another involuntary muscle that keeps you alive. It makes the air go in and out of your lungs. At the floor of your rib cage is your diaphragm. So I don't really think your lungs is a muscle. It's a diaphragm that's the muscle. And hopefully before this week is up, I will have the bottle turned into lungs. I have almost everything I need to do it. I just haven't put it together yet. I needed duct tape. All right, and I have blue duct tape, but I'm being really picky, and I want it to be red or pink so that it looks more realistic. I don't know why I'm being so picky, but your diaphragm, at the floor of your rib cage is your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is a flat sheet of muscle that separates your chest from the rest of your body. Do you remember what body system your diaphragm is part of?
Respiratory.
Respiratory, because it helps you to breathe. Remember, respirations are breaths. Okay, so your respiratory system is in charge of breathing. Your diaphragm is part of your respiratory system. Its job is to move up and down, making your rib cage go up and down. When this movement happens, your chest can expand and air can rush into your lungs. Take a deep breath. Can you feel the air enter your lungs as your chest expands? Your ribs move up and your diaphragm moves down. There is now plenty of space for air to enter your lungs. Now breathe out. Your rib muscles relax and your diaphragm moves up. Because there is not as much space, air gets squeezed out. Like all involuntary muscles, our diaphragm keeps working all the time. Even when you are sound asleep, your diaphragm is hard at work. Does it ever need a break? No. All involuntary muscles work without resting so that you can live. What kind of muscle needs rest?
Voluntary.
Yes, your voluntary muscles need rest. But your involuntary muscles never get a rest. Okay? Top of the next page, comprehension check. Everybody should be sitting up straight, paying attention, not laying all over your desk. Muscles that work automatically without you telling them to move. Involuntary muscles. So that's letter C. Involuntary. They work automatically. Your heart muscle,
Cardiac.
Cardiac muscle. Letter A. Involuntary muscle that helps you breathe. Diaphragm. Letter B. And muscles that move when you want them to.
Voluntary
Voluntary. They move when you want them to. All right. True or false? Skeletal muscles work in pairs. True. We talked about this Friday. Remember we talked about when you move your arm, your bicep pulls your arm up, and your tricep helps you lower it, right? They work in pairs. Ligaments connect muscle to bone. No, that's false. Ligaments connect bone to bone. What connects muscle to bone? We learned this on Friday, guys. What connects muscle to bone?
Ligament.
No, we just said, that's what that says. It says ligaments connect muscle to bone. And we just said, no, that is not true. Ligaments connect your bone to your bone. Where you have a joint, you've got ligaments connecting one bone to another bone every time you have a joint. What connects the muscle to the bone? Tendon. Tendon connects your muscle to your bone. What connects the muscle to the bone? Tendon. The cardiac muscle needs rest.
False.
So what kind of muscle needs rest?
Voluntary
Or
muscles.
what's another name for the voluntary muscles? They are your skeletal muscles. Good job, Olivia. Your voluntary muscles or your skeletal muscles are the ones that need rest. Are you with me? I don't feel like you're with me. You got that look. Voluntary muscles work without your telling them to move.
False.
It's the involuntary muscles that work without you telling them to. All right, I'm going to read about one of your body systems, and you have to tell me which body system I'm talking about. So there's a whole list of body systems there. Which one is your heart and blood vessels that circulate blood throughout the body?
Circulatory.
That word circulate should help you know that it's circulatory. Circulate the blood, circulatory. Does that make sense? All right. Which one is a network of nerves that includes the brain, nerves, and spinal cord?
Nervous.
Yeah, that word nerves should make you think of nervous system. All right. Which one is the muscles in your body giving it its movement?
Skeletal.
I did not skip anything.
Muscular.
Yes, muscular. Guys, muscles. Do you not see the word muscles and muscular? The muscles in your body giving it its movement? Muscular. Which one is lungs, windpipe, and diaphragm that help you breathe?
Respiratory.
Respiratory. Which one is your esophagus, your stomach, your intestines, and other organs that work together to change food you eat into a form your body can use?
Digestive.
Digestive. Food gets digested, so that's your digestive system. And which one is a system of bones that make blood cells and store minerals?
Skeletal.
Skeletal. Your bones is your skeleton, so skeletal. All of those make sense if you really think about it. Some of you don't really think about it. You just guess. And you need to be thinking. All right, let's do the charts. All right, the first chart you're going to need to know is this one right here. This will be on the quiz. Please put your science books away, especially since some of you are just looking around. And I need your eyes on the chart. Put your science book away. Do not get out your history book. I'm going to give you a tally. I need your eyes up here on this chart. And if you can't sit up and lean back in your chair properly, I will make you stand up. Lean back in your chair properly, please. I don't need you all over your desk like that. Thank you. All right. This.
Esophagus.
This.
Stomach. Intestines.
One more time.
Esophagus. Stomach. Intestines.
All right. The other one that's going to be on the quiz is your bones. And I have not taken them off. I think after today I am going to take them off. Alright, so the easy one is the
Skull.
Alright, these two long skinny bones, they are the
Clavicle.
The top bone in your arms is the
Humerus.
Your finger bones and your toe bones are both known as
Phalanges.
Put that desk lid down and get your eyes on this chart and pay attention, please. Do not get into your desk again. Alright, what about this whole column of bones in the middle right here? That would be the But
Vertebrae.
if I was just talking about one, it would be
Vertebra.
without the E. The long bones in the top of your leg.
Femur.
These two bones right here.
Pelvis.
All these bones along in here.
Ribs.
The breastbone or the bone right in the middle where you do
Sternum.
sternum. And then those triangular shaped bones that are really in the back there.
Scapula.
And there is a version of this chart where it's in a little circle and they show it from the back so that you can see those triangular bones. Scapula, okay? You need to know these. On one of them, is it the quiz? Yeah, on the quiz, it's gonna look just like this. And so you will just have to find the one where they're pointing to the triangular shaped bone in the background, okay? But on the test, they also have a little circle like is on your worksheet. Don't forget, you have your worksheet. Or at least I hope you still have your worksheet because I gave it to you to study by, to study this. You were told to put it in the homework section so you could study it. Alright, let's go ahead and study the last chart, which will be on the test on next week. Remember I said it's all not going to be on Friday like I wanted to do because we were in with too many tests on Friday, so I pushed it all the way to Tuesday, so that gives us some extra day to study. Okay, this is our nervous system. So this is the
Brain.
and this is the
Spinal cord.
and all the rest are just
Nerves.
All you need to know is brain, spinal cord, and
Nerves.
Alright, and then you will also need to know, not the digestive system, we already did that one. You'll need to know your bones again, but I'm not going to review the bones again right now. But you will need to know your circulatory system. So for the circulatory system, this was an easy one.
Heart.
Alright, and then if you see that it's pointing to the blue ones, the blue
Veins.
ones are your veins because they're going back to the heart to get more oxygen. Please sit up and pay attention. The blue ones mean they need oxygen. They're going back to the heart to get more oxygen. And so what about the red ones? If it's pointing to the red ones, that's your
Arteries.
arteries. Because arteries are going away from the heart. They already have oxygen. That's why they're red in the chart. Okay? So you need to know that. Some of you knew that, some of you did not know that, even though I gave you that hint. That the red ones are the arteries coming away from the heart, and the blue ones are the veins going back to the heart to get more oxygen. That's why they're blue, because they need oxygen. Alright, so for the test, you'll have to know the nervous system, the digestive system, and the circulatory system, and the skeletal system. But for the quiz, you just need to know the digestive system and the skeletal system. So you really need to study your chart. All right, right now I'm going to ask you some questions from the quiz. What is the part of the tooth that you can see?
Crown.
Crown. Any movement of your body is caused by nerves. Don't make you move. Muscles. What makes your arm go up like this? Muscle. What makes your arm go back down?
Muscles.
So any movement of your body is caused by muscles. Muscles that work automatically are what kind of muscles?
Involuntary.
Involuntary muscles. What's the part of the tooth that holds your tooth in the jawbone?
Root.
What's a system of bones that makes blood cells and stores minerals? System of bones. Skeletal system, guys. Your whole bones is your skeletal system. Because your whole bones is your skeleton, right? The whole thing, everything, every bone in your body makes up your skeleton. So the whole system is called the skeletal system. What's a place where two bones meet to help your body bend? Joint. And the organs that work together to make food usable to your body?
Intestines.
I don't need to know one. I need to know the whole system.
Digestive.
Digestive system, okay? All of it works together to make food usable to your body. It starts in your mouth with chewing it up and the saliva and the chewing. That breaks it down. Then it goes in your stomach and gets broken down further, right? Okay, so the whole part of your body that makes food usable is called the digestive system. All right, make sure you're studying your skeletal system chart. It will be on the quiz on Wednesday.